Sup guys, Justin here, joined with Nate.
How's it going, everyone?
And today we have a quick little video for you because we're not streaming today on this beautiful, wonderful Sunday.
True.
Because it's the 4th of July weekend and we're out and about.
If you're watching this early, we're sleeping. But if you're watching this later in the day, we're driving.
Meep meep.
Going home.
Yeah, so shout out to Monday Night Figure Ball. On their show, they do an email segment, and there was a very interesting question that was submitted to them, and I was like, let's steal some content and make this its own video.
Hell yeah.
But we're doing the shout out, so that forgives us of any wrongdoing for stealing said content.
That's right.
Yeah. So they were asked if there was only one wave of the Black Series left and you were in charge of it, what 5 figures would you choose? Because usually a case of figures, it's 5 separate characters. Some of them are double packed. I mean, I know sometimes it's 6 characters. Sometimes it's 8 individually packed figures, but 5 is more numerical for YouTube. And there are plenty of Black Series waves that are only 5 figures in the case. But again, some are double packed.
Yep.
So the Black Series is ending, Nate, in this hypothetical.
The Black Series is ending for real?
And we can only choose 5 figures. So think of the context of everything we have now. Think of what we absolutely still need in our collections, brother.
There's a lot.
There is a lot, and it's hard to narrow it down to 5.
So, of course, let us know your picks for the final wave of the Black Series in the comments below.
You know us. We are geared towards the OT. We love both OT and PT, but OT is like our bread and butter. It's our favorite thing ever. So there is going to be a little bit of OT. It's not all OT.
True.
But around half of the list is OT. So our first pick here is the Imperial Gunner. And I put this one here first because we've talked about it so much. You guys are probably bored. We just talked about it on Figure It Out.
Hasbro, please. Please just give us the Imperial Gunner so we can shut up.
Hasbro, please save us. Hasbro, can you hear me? Please save us. Hasbro. Such a common sense Imperial Trooper for them to do. One of the last Imperials we need. So if it's the final wave of the Black Series, please at least give that design to me.
This next pick's for 49er Brian. And this is 9 Nub, of course. Where is he? One of the last kind of like more, he's not main cast, but you know, he's right there.
He's like he's a secondary character.
Right.
I'll say it. It's Lando's buddy too.
Right.
Like in the scene. There's static shots on him, his reactions, his laughing, and
bro made it all the way through the ST as well.
Why'd you have to go and remind me of that?
Bro lives. Bro lives through it all.
Bro lives. It's a Celestin, so that'd be a new alien species. I feel like it'd be a relatively easy figure for them to do. A lot of people make this custom out of Rose Tico figures.
Myself included.
So, would you be fine if they did an official version and it was Rose Tico body sculpt?
Knowing how much I had to do to the body, I feel like it actually needs to be a new figure.
All right. You heard it here first. New figure, Hasbro. New figure on 9.
Yeah, because I had to source different arms. You know, I got the head from Toxic Collector. You got to get a vest to put on it. I had to shave those legs down to fit the boot covers on top of it. So I think it would just flat out need to be a new figure, but I think it would be worth it. I think there's enough people out there that would buy a 9 Nub just to have them on the shelf, especially for any, you know, Return of the Jedi display.
And we have General Lando, and when he's in the cockpit of the Falcon, that's like his second-hand man. It would just be such a nice, you know, secondary piece for that display. Just a nice little companion for General Lando.
Right.
But 9 Nub, you're right. He's not just some background glup shitto. He's like one of 2 OT non-Imperial figures where I'm like, okay, these are like the 2 that it's almost like common sense at this point that they needed to do. The other one, of course, being Lobot. 9 Nub and Lobot, I mean, they always go hand in hand. They're always in these types of conversations. I know it's not the most exciting action figure, but I genuinely think if the Black Series were to die, this is a figure we need before it does. I'm sorry.
100%. Especially, I don't know if you've ever looked at the vintage collection version of Lobot, but it's awesome. It looks really good, and you just know they would kill it in the Black Series. And yeah, it is just some old guy in a gray and white costume. But you know what?
He's got the Cerebro thing.
Lobot, I've been saying this a lot recently, but like Lobot is like the epitome of collecting Star Wars figures. Like the background random guy that follows around the main cast of heroes, doesn't say a single word. He's just there in the background.
And he would just help so much flesh out that scene. Like, I know we don't have Bespin guards, but we have, like, pretty much every other hero from Bespin Escape.
Right. Yeah, I think it would just be common sense. And like you said, it's one of the last few, like, OT picks where you're like, okay, where?
It's like a no-brainer pick.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they haven't done that? Wow.
Now, for the last two, we kind of just chose whichever we wanted, our fantasy pick, if you will.
Wild cards.
Right, but we kept it within the confines of that it has to be a standard Black Series figure, because my mind immediately went Dirge. But
yeah, or Max Rebo, but that would be like deluxe with the organ.
Right.
This has to be a regular case.
Yes.
A standard mainline wave.
So, you know, I have to go back to one of my favorite pieces of Star Wars media, Tartakovsky Clone Wars. I'm locking in my final pick as Sassy Tin with the epic clone trooper armor from that series. Specifically,
like the medieval vibe of
the helmet is crazy. It goes so hard, just like literally a classic knight helmet. And obviously, since Sassy has the horns, it sticks out and makes it look like just like a barbarian or like a Viking kind of helmet, something crazy.
I mean, the look goes hard.
Yeah.
It's dripped out to the max. It goes so hard.
From the minute in that scene where the side of the ship opens, he's standing there with the clone troopers, and then he just jumps out in outer space. You're just like, dude. Tartakovsky Clone Wars is unreal. It is such fantastic visual storytelling. I really don't think a lot of people give it enough credit for what it tells you with its visuals, not just with dialogue.
Yeah, I mean, I love the micro series, if you will. I think it's amazing. I love both Clone Wars. And my fantasy pick is in the prequel space. It's in the prequel film space. And I just think as a fantasy pick, that has to be like fit in a regular box, you know, not deluxe. This is a figure I've always wanted ever since I was a kid. And that is the 41st Elite Scout Clone Trooper. Yes, we're putting a Clone Trooper on the last wave of Black Series ever.
I mean,
but my 2005 in May, I would have been 9. And I just feel like that's the perfect age for camouflage Clone Trooper.
Oh, 100%. I think seeing the 41st Elite Scout and then also just Commander Gree, obviously.
Right.
You're just kind of like, I love these guys. I don't know anything about them, but they're camouflage, and so that means they're awesome.
Exactly. And we just got Luminara Unduli in the line, and she's an amazing figure, and this is her Legion of Clones, so there's a little bit of logic there. Mm-hmm. That was kind of just a happy accident. I would have put this on the list regardless. I've always wanted a toy of this, though. I got into collecting toys as an adult, but even as a kid, I was like, I want a toy of this. I want a statue of this. I want a figure of this. Mm-hmm. Like, I want something like this that just represents that. I want something, and I never got it.
Now, wait a minute, Justin, because if we remember, Commander Gree was deluxe because paint. I think the 41st Elite Scout would technically be a deluxe figure. You got to take it off the list right now.
But Shock T was $25. All right. Everyone thought Shock T was going to be deluxe. Everyone thought it's too intricate. There's too much paint. There's too much detail on her face. There's too much detail on her tendrils, her Leku, or whatever. But they made Shock T for $25. I feel like they could do this. I feel like Sebulba mainline 25. He was exclusive, but he's $25. I feel like they could squeeze this out. They could squeeze it out.
Would you pay
deluxe
because paint?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, same. I mean, honestly, same. 41st Elite Scout goes incredibly hard. Mm-hmm. It's definitely one of the more like mainstream clone troopers that I feel like it's like once again, it's like, where is this character? You know,
right?
It seems crazy that we've got Yoda, we've got Gree, we need the Elite Scout so that Yoda can, we could pose them on the shelves and have them both decapitated by Yoda.
Exactly. and you know what's great? So we have 5 figures here. Case assortment, there's 8. So a few of these would have to be double packed. So we have troopers.
Yep.
In our last mainline wave, double pack them up.
Yep.
You know, the Jedi and Lobot and Nine Numb, they don't need to be double packed, I'm sure.
Let's be real.
They'll be fine.
Let's be real.
But the rest, go ahead, double pack them. 2, 4, 6, 8, and then the 2 singles. There we go. There's our case. There is our final wave of the Black Series. If we were in charge, those would be the 5 characters we'd pick to put in the last wave. And again, happy Sunday. Sorry for no streaming today, but we still wanted to just pump something out because we knew we wouldn't be live today because we're on vacation. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I've been Justin. Join with Nate.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
And we'll see you guys next time.